Every parent dreams of hearing the same words after their child is born. Your baby is healthy. But for one family, those words never came. Instead, the delivery room fell silent. Doctors looked at one another in disbelief, because lying before them was a newborn whose heart was beating outside his chest, not beneath his ribs, not protected by bone, completely exposed to the outside world. It was a condition so rare that many doctors never encounter a single case during their entire careers. This is the real medical mystery of Ectopia Cordis, and the extraordinary fight to save a life that, according to medical statistics, should never have survived. The human heart is one of the first organs to develop during pregnancy. Only weeks after conception, it begins to beat. As the baby continues to grow, the chest wall forms around it. The ribs, the breastbone, the muscles, and the skin all work together to create a protective shield. Without that protection, the heart is incredibly vulnerable. Even a small injury can become life-threatening. So imagine, if that protective cage never formed. Imagine a heart beating completely outside the chest. It sounds impossible, yet it has happened. Doctors call this condition Ectopia Cordis. The name comes from Greek. Ectopia means out of place. Cordis means heart. Together, they describe one of the rarest birth defects ever recorded. Medical experts estimate it occurs in only about 5 to 8 babies per 1 million births. Many pregnancies affected by this condition end before birth. Among babies who are born alive, survival is extremely uncommon. Every successful treatment becomes an important medical case studied around the world. To understand this condition, we need to go back to the earliest weeks of pregnancy. During the first month of development, the embryo changes rapidly. Tiny groups of cells move into precise positions. The chest begins to close. Bones start forming. The heart settles into its permanent location. Normally, these steps happen almost perfectly, but in Ectopia Cordis, the front wall of the chest does not fully develop. Instead of being enclosed inside the rib cage, the heart remains partially, or sometimes completely, outside the body. Scientists still do not know exactly why this happens. Researchers believe it results from a disruption very early in fetal development. For most families, nothing they did caused the condition. It is an extremely rare developmental event. But for one mother, this wasn't a medical theory. It was a terrifying reality. During a routine 16-week ultrasound, a young mother named Ashley looked at the screen, expecting to see the normal silhouette of her unborn daughter, Audrina. Instead, the technician went quiet. The doctors walked in with heavy steps. They delivered a devastating choice. Because of Ectopia Cordis, they gave Audrina less than a 10% chance of surviving. They gave Ashley 3 options: terminate the pregnancy, opt for comfort care, and watch her baby pass away quietly at birth, or choose an incredibly risky, highly experimental surgery that had almost never succeeded. Ashley chose to fight. On October 15, 2012, Audrina was delivered via emergency C-section. The room didn't fill with joyous cries. It filled with tension. Lying on the table was a beautiful baby girl, with her tiny, red heart beating completely outside of her chest wall, pulsing against the open air. Every single heartbeat was a battle against gravity and infection. Less than 24 hours later, a team of over 80 medical specialists gathered under the bright lights of the operating room. The challenge was monumental. They couldn't just push the heart back in. There was simply no space for it. They had to literally sculpt a new cavity inside her chest, carefully repositioning the delicate organ while ensuring her tiny lungs wouldn't collapse under the new pressure. For 6 agonizing hours, surgeons worked with microscopic precision. One wrong move, 1 millimeter of miscalculation, and the heart would stop forever. Against all medical statistics, the surgery was a triumph. But the fight wasn't over. Since Audrina was born without a breastbone, her heart still had no skeletal armor. When she finally left the hospital months later, she didn't leave in an ordinary car seat. She left wearing a specially designed, hard plastic chest shield, a literal suit of armor worn over her clothes to protect her exposed heart from the bumps and bruises of everyday childhood. Audrina didn't just survive 24 hours. She didn't just survive 3 days. She grew, she laughed, she ran, and she went on to rewrite the medical textbooks. The human body is a marvel of biological engineering. protected by walls of bone and muscle. But cases like Audrina's remind us that life's will to survive is sometimes stronger than any cage of bone. Ectopia cordis remains a profound medical mystery, but through the bravery of families and the relentless innovation of modern medicine, the condition is changing from a definitive tragedy into a story of miraculous hope. Medical anomalies like this remind us just how fragile and extraordinary life really is. If you want to uncover more unbelievable medical mysteries and the incredible human stories behind them, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join our community. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.